the big dog of the SEC, Mr. Commissioner Greg Sankey. Mr. Sankey, welcome on the hill.
Thank you. I'm going to put Chad Morris above me in the rankings. How's that? You guys, by the way, have the nicest setup on all of Radio Row. Best microphones. I mean, I know where I am, so well done.
Talk about the SEC conference, Greg, football. It just seems like each and every year it gets better. More national media. Talk about, from a commissioner standpoint, how good does that feel to know your conference when football season arrives? You're the big dog in the college football.
Well, it's a reward for all the great work that's done on campus. We finished last year, the regular season, with 8 of the college football playoffs top 25 teams. We had the most highly viewed conference championship game on television. I think 10 of the top 20 viewed television games overall during the regular season. We led the nation for the 21st consecutive year in attendance, and all of those are really healthy indicators of an overall strong football league. Part of what you feel when you're here is the energy and excitement for the next season. And that's reflective of just this continuing momentum that we're all part of, and everybody's undefeated, and you never know what's going to happen in the season ahead.
What's the most special thing about the SEC Media Days for you when you get to Hoover? What does it signify for Greg Sankey?
Well, really the people. And the privilege I have is the opportunity to know coaches who people see on the field or on TV as people. Last night we hosted an event premiering called Saturdays in the South, which will be an 8-part documentary series starting September 3rd this fall. And it goes back to the very beginnings of football in the southeastern United States and walks all the way through the modern era. And we had Archie Manning, Herschel Walker, and Steve Spurrier just talking about their experiences. And somebody said to me today, in fact, it's been several times, just to see the people and their appreciation for playing at their university. And I've heard Jerry Jones talk about those days back in '64. We went to Austin as boys and came back as men. That's what we do, and those are really, for me, the championships are outstanding. The TV ratings are wonderful, but to have the relationships and conversation and feel the emotion from the people who've been a part of it is really, really special.
Talking with Commissioner Greg Sankey here on the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, live from the Winfrey Hotel. It's SEC Media Day 2019. Greg, I want to talk to you about any new rule changes that fans might need to be aware of that the SEC Rules Commission has put in. Is there anything new that fans need to know?
Well, a few things. And one is
that's his name.
Office location in Fayetteville, and office location also too in Rogers. That's Locomotion. They're located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one we always talk about, KDK's Chicken. They're down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get some of that love, and like they say, it's not your mama's. We say it's the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken. And we came in kind of throwing back as, for those that might know, due to the COVID pandemic, SEC Media Day had been canceled. Demetrius and myself, we'd be on Radio Row covering the SEC, so we thought we were going to reach back throughout the week and kind of give you guys some of the interviews that we were able to obtain through Radio Row last year, and kind of just reminisce about the week that we're not able to be in attendance for, with that being the SEC Media Day 2020. It just does mean more, Demetrius, and I want to bring you in. Man, this will be day one of the 4 days, and we were looking forward to some of the new coaches that we were going to be able to listen to, and Pittman, Drinkwitz, Kiffin, those type of guys. I mean, it was going to be a really interesting SEC Media Day, I thought.
I was really looking forward to going to Atlanta this year.
You know, I really enjoyed the first time we went to Atlanta, just the way they had everything set up. And I think it was just going to be an overload of coaches and the type of people that we were going to have the privilege of interviewing this year.
And we will make a note that we have a new beat that is being produced. We like to talk about Soft Step LLC cooking up all our beats. So we got a new one. He's going to be an understudy of Soft Step. His name, we call him 808. This beat is produced by 808. The young fella's got a career, so hey, throughout the show, give a listen. I mean, this one got me hyped up, Demetrius. I mean, little kids that, you know, aspire to, you know, do different things. You know, I mean, that has to be special, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, it's something that I've always had a passion about, just helping youngsters find what they like to do. You know, music is a big thing right now with this COVID thing going on. A lot of people are just trying to find outlets of how to express themselves and, you know, stay busy, stay out of trouble. So, you know, I like to use Soft Step as an outlet for, you know, anybody that's interested in making music, young person, old person. If you're interested in making music, this is the place to be.
Well, it's time to make some noise, and it's time to get the Hall guys going. You know, we always say they don't stop, and neither do we. So we're going to make our way all the way to North Cross, Georgia, where we're going to talk to 2023 defensive end outside linebacker prospect at the 1:15 hour, Denzel Moore. We'll hear what he has to say, and then we're going to make our way all the way back to Georgia. We're staying in the Peach State to talk to another Georgia Peach, Mumu Benwahad from Grayson High School in Grayson, Georgia, the 2022 new offer from Coach Sam Carter. We'll talk to him, and then we're going to finish it out because Sam likes the big boys up front. So we're going up to Michigan to talk to one of the bad ones, RB, Rayshawn Benny from Detroit, Michigan, Oak Park High School. He'll be talking about Coach Brad Davis and all the things going on in his recruiting process. We'll talk to the 2021 big fella, but let's get back to the SEC throwback, and then when we come back, it's going to be Denzel Moore. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Good afternoon, sir. Could we interest you in some...
B808. That's his name.
To block players from the blind side, but not leaning in with your head and absolutely upending them. And I think that's health and safety issue that needed to change, and we're seeing it change. Because the philosophy is if two players are involved in a block, you want them to play the next play as well. And so I think that's an important element. There are things like no two-man wedge blocking on kickoffs that probably aren't that interesting. But those first two are really at the top of the significance levels. How we officiate targeting using instant replay and those blindside blocks, which are both health and safety issues for the player.
150 years of college football. You grew up watching this game. Now, what does that mean to you to really sit down and realize 150 years of college football?
There's this enduring nature. In fact, Archie Manning's highlights we saw last night, he played during the 100th anniversary. So 50 years ago, Archie Manning's playing college football. You know, for me, it is a responsibility for us to adapt the game. So those two rule changes that I just mentioned are a piece of that. How we continue to engage our fans. So as we think about moving media days around a bit and do some creative thinking and how we might bring fans in July in a fresh way, or present via radio, via television, print media, SEC football during the summer. Those are on our minds because we have that responsibility. And it's a chance to appreciate all that's occurred. I was asked some of my earliest memories of college football, and for me in the 70s, you know, Coach Frank Broyles was on the ABC Game of the Week as a color commentator, which seems hard to believe that you had an athletic director as a color commentator. But when I first moved to the SEC office and spoke with Frank, and they told me you could call him Frank, to hear that voice in person talking to me that I had heard when he was in that booth was really a moment where he made an impression, obviously, on everyone. But he was iconic and still is iconic in the midst of that 150th year, 150-year history. And so we're going to be showing the history of the SEC football in that Saturdays in the South program. And it starts in the late 1800s as football began, before there was ever an SEC. The University of Arkansas joined the league in the early 90s. You go back to the state of Arkansas and Paul Bryant in his youth. And
I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that loving, like they say on their building. It's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings, and they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Eat me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989
Good afternoon,
Road.
sir. Could we interest you in some
Beats 808.
Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. on KDSJ 479. And, you know, we started this Hall Guy segment months ago, and it just continued to grow and grow. And, you know, when Sam Pittman came in, he said you had to recruit on steroids. He's doing more than that. I mean, the brand coming off what they've done, really shocking. And we're going to make our way down to the Georgia State to talk to one of the biggest peaches in the 2023 class, newly offered defensive end outside linebacker out of Norcross, Georgia, Denzel Moore. D, welcome to OTH.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Talk to me, young fella. You just recently was offered by defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc at the University of Arkansas. Talk about what that means to get it at such a young age. I mean, you are going into your sophomore year. Talk about that, and, you know, who are some of the other schools that show you a lot of love early in your high school career?
First I'm gonna talk about Arkansas and Derek. Arkansas, I think they're a really good school because coming from my grandma, she lived down there in Arkansas. She really said it was a good school academic wise. They have a big fan base, and I see that as well on my Twitter. I like their coaches. They fan pages. They show me a lot attention. Just as they text me a lot, comment on my stuff, follow me a lot. And Coach LeBlanc, he had told me that he would love to get me on a visit one day when all the pandemic's done with. I said, yeah, that would be really great. I'd like to see all around, see what the players is, see the stadium, never know if I'll be a future Arkansas, seeing the stadium, anything. But yes, I got a lot of contact from other schools like Auburn, Alabama, Georgia Tech, Georgia, UAB, and yes, it was great for 2023 because I would never thought this would be happening at that 6'3", 230. I hope I get taller.
Denzel, talk about that more about your grandma. She lives, you told me, I think she lives in Little Rock. It was an exciting conversation once she had realized her grandson had been offered by the Razorbacks. Talk about just the excitement and what it would mean if Arkansas is your school of choice to be able to do that in front of your grandma.
That would be really great because she wouldn't have to move anywhere for real, because she could just be right there in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yes. You already know I'm gonna get her to front row seats. Yes, had to. If I do plan on going to Arkansas in my future, yeah, this is really great because she said it's a good school. Like I said before, I had to look up like Arkansas academic wise. It says it's really great. Now I was really looking into it like last week, seeing all the stuff. But yeah, great.
When you sat down after your freshman season with your defensive coaches, what were some of the things, Denzel, that really you felt good about? And then what were some of the notes that you wrote for Denzel and the defensive staff that you've been working on here in the offseason so that you can have an even more successful sophomore year?
My coach always told me my ball get off as a defensive end is what you need for a great DN. And I told him, I really took notes on that. I look all online. I study like every day, every night, and I look at the ball get off. Once you get your ball get off, that's good. That's a good position because the O line, you gotta be real fast to be a D line to beat the O line. Right. You get to the quarterback. Then my coach told me.
Go ahead, D.
My coach told me that. Sack fumble the quarterback. Yes, all that.
Being from Norcross, I mean, big-time players come from that program. Being a younger guy and being able to watch that recruiting process with so many that have moved on to Power 5, Denzel, how do you think that experience is going to help you? I mean, you have sophomore and 2 more years of high school football. How do you think that's going to help better prepare you for when you do make that collegiate choice?
Well, that's really great coming out of Norcross because a whole bunch of big talent in Norcross. Everybody, there's one school at Tennessee State. They have said Norcross, Georgia got the weakest people, so they don't recruit in that area. So you got to really just show out. And I was like, I'm not even worrying about that anyway. They said we don't have no talent in Norcross, Georgia. We not good and all that. They wouldn't recruit us, and you just gotta learn from that because, as they say.
Denzel, who are some of the professional or college defensive ends, outside linebackers that you like to watch, and maybe take parts of what they do and add them to your game?
2-8.
Chase Young. That's what I look at every day.
That's it, Chase Young and nobody else, right?
Chase Young.
Well, if those that are just tuning in, we're talking with 2023 new Arkansas defensive offer, outside linebacker, defensive end, Denzel Moore. He's out of Norcross, Georgia. Now we riding around the city, my man. Me and you, Norcross, Georgia. I hope you got this list ready. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist, Denzel, that you gonna let me hear?
He's hitting that little baby.
Okay, and it's Lil Baby. That's number 1. Give me 4 more.
Lil Baby, Polo G. We might listen to some old songs. Lil Biggie Smalls. You already know.
So you gonna get this? So you gonna play with the age? I see how you doing me. Well, once again, my man. Hey, I'm at Norcross. I got my popcorn. I done bought my 20-ounce Sprite. I went to the highest bleacher. When that ball is kicked off, what type of football player will I be watching in Denzel Moore?
Different breed. Different.
Well, last question, Denzel, and thanks for taking time out here on OTH. But when football is done with, you played collegiately, went on and played in the NFL, hopefully, and hung up the pads. The shoes are up, airs out the football. What's life going to be like for Denzel Moore of Norcross, Georgia after football? What's the plan?
Really, I might go on probably coaching. Yeah, that's what, I took note from my coaches, they said coaching is really great to us because they like coaching us and seeing where we're going to go in the future. I was like, yeah, I would love to do that because, I'm just a player that look like I'll coach after hang up the shoes and everything.
Well, Denzel, man, thanks for taking time out. This is not going to be the last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line. So during the season, if you guys are blessed to be able to have a season, let's have some Denzel Moore updates. You up for that?
That's his name.
Yes, sir.
All right, my man. You have a blessing and good luck on your sophomore year.
You too. Thank you.
That was 2023 defensive end outside linebacker prospect. A new offer from Norcross, Georgia, Denzel Moore. Quite the player, Demetrius. Tell me what you saw, because I know what the people that listening saw. I saw what they saw. I see a savage.
Well, I just think it's another example of the type of bodies Sam Pittman is going to get. We've been bringing a lot of these 22, 23 kids, and you can clearly see just a physical difference in the type of players from even Chad Morris's recruiting. I think, again, a lot of people don't want to give Chad Morris credit, but I think he started the type of trend of getting those 3 to 4 star players. Yeah, he kind of sparked that back up with getting those recruits, and I think Sam Pittman, he's taking it to another level.
Well, we're gonna stay in the Peach State because we got to get to Grayson, Georgia, to talk to Mumu Benwahad, the 2022 D-back that just was offered by Sam Carter. We'll find out what he has to say about those Hogs. It's all on the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in the set.
Read about for the next year. It's a building process, and the programs that have had long-term success have had to show some patience, and it's a long process. We want success quicker, and sometimes it happens. And then when you have these teams that compete at the top across the board, this word parity, I do think that's helpful. And I think that builds interest, and you want those November games to be a great deal. And there will be this ebb and flow competitively. That's really the nature of football. Some people will be at the mountaintop for a while, and others are looking for that peak and work very hard. And I think you'll see that improvement across some of those programs where we've had newer coaches, and you'll see that soon.
Last question before I let you go, because I know you have a lot of obligations this week. If there's one message about the 2019 football season you would like all fans and listeners that are watching the show right now, what would that one message be?
Be a part of the game. You can be a part of the game, and I'd suggest if you've never been to a college football game, go to a college football game. Take part in that atmosphere. Go early on a Saturday, be a part of tailgating, stay through the day, watch the excitement. It is unlike anything else. Depending on where you might see it. So if you're in Arkansas, Arkansas has its traditions, updates to its stadium that make it special depending on where you might view the game. Whether it's another Saturday where you're at home, block some time. I visited with corporate CEOs, some of the biggest corporate CEOs in America, and asked, because they're alma maters or SEC institutions. So I've asked in the summertime, do you know that you can watch games? Oh, yeah. And be a part of that passion.
Right.
Be a part of that passion in the stadium, be a part of that passion every week, and watch the enthusiasm build. And particularly as I watch Chad, who has this great track record of building programs, I'm excited to see his work play out this year and in the years ahead.
Well, Greg, we certainly enjoyed you taking time out here on the Hill, and you have a blessed one. I look forward
Absolutely.
to staying
Thank
in
you for
contact.
being here, and thank you for being part of SEC Media Days.
All right. That was Commissioner Greg Sankey of the SEC. We'll be back. Take a quick break. It's on the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio on KDSJ 479, and we're going to continue on. We're going to head down to the Peach State, and talk to a big time Georgia Peach that Coach Sam Carter and Sam Pittman hopes that one day he'll say WPS. As we're going to head to Grayson High School and talk to 2022 defensive back Mumu Benwahad. Mumu, welcome to OTH. Man, let's get off into the recruiting process. You and I talked over the weekend, and you had a little extra in your voice when the Arkansas offer. Talk about, what it meant to get the offer from Arkansas, and then, the relationship that you're starting to build with new defensive backs coach Sam Carter.
Arkansas offer meant a lot to me. I see they're building something over there. I want to be a part of Fayetteville, something that a lot of people do. And me and Coach Carter, he's real genuine. He's a genuine person. You can hear it in his voice, the whole coaching stuff. And that's just something that, a lot of guys are taking note of.
Now, you spoke real passionately about just the genuineness. And I guess Arkansas, maybe one of the few staffs that you and the family feel real comfortable. What is it about that staff and Coach Carter and Pittman, that you feel so good about?
They're genuine and they're honest, and you could tell that they want to see you succeed more as a man than just a football player,
Now, Momo, you had a chance to be around Coach Pittman during his time, maybe at a camp down in Georgia, or Coach Fountain or Coach Walker. When you had a chance to be around Coach Pittman, what was it that you had a chance to observe, and now what does that mean to have Coach Pittman be the head coach if you do choose to play at Arkansas?
First thing I noticed was he's energetic, and he's a perfectionist when it comes to his team, or in that case, his group of players. And I could tell that I'm a perfectionist as well. I like everything to be perfect, as well as my technique and how I run certain coverages or whatnot. So I can see.
What other schools, Mumu, are showing you what we call on Twitter and social media the love? Who extended offers heading into your junior year and recruiting you the hardest, outside of Arkansas?
Right now, it's been Arizona State, Michigan State, Kansas. Really, all been recruiting me pretty hard. That's just a few.
What is it about the state of Georgia high school football, in particular there at Grayson High School, that you can always hang your hat on once you move to the Power 5 division?
How we practice, the intensity, how we come every day. We wake up before the sun. We get in, we practice, we lift, we work, and we work harder than any team in the country. And you can see it.
Now, when you sat down after your sophomore season with the defensive staff there at Grayson, what did you feel good about, and what have you been working on here this offseason so that you may have even a more successful junior year?
Well, sure, I really just been working on my feet, getting faster, I'm getting faster every day. Working on my hands, getting my hands on the receiver, getting my hands on the football whenever I can, and just being a more explosive player, trying to be that guy, as my head coach calls it, that guy.
Who are some of the collegiate or NFL DBs that you pay attention to, and maybe put parts of what they do into your game?
Definitely Tyrann Mathieu, as well as Jalen Ramsey, and I do watch. Yeah, I watch a little bit of Cardell Motley too from Oklahoma, so it's just a lot of guys that I just look up to and try to study and take away from their game.
I've said multiple times on my show about the 2022 class and how Arkansas and Coach Pittman and that staff have been received. You can kind of tell over social media it's a class that has really got their eye on the University of Arkansas. You have some connections as a player that I know you want one particular running back to come play with you. What is it about Arkansas with that 22 class that just has so many young men talking about it? Because I see a lot of that on Twitter.
I think it's just guys that want to come and make like a powerhouse. Arkansas is a perfect place you could come in and you could really, make your impact in the SEC. And our class can really come and build a team together.
Now, when I show up there at Grayson, I got popcorn and pop, and I'm up there in the bleachers, balls kicked off. For 4 quarters, what type of football player will I see in my guy, Mumu Benwahad?
Someone that's going to be physical at the line, someone that's going to make sure the guy in front of him doesn't catch any passes, someone that's going to talk a lot, someone that's going to back up when he talks, someone who's going to come make tackles, someone that's going to come off their man in man and make tackles. You're going to see a complete football player, complete DB, not just a corner.
For those that have just tuned in, we're talking with 2022 defensive back offer by Sam Carter and Barry Odom, Sam Pittman at the University of Arkansas out of Grayson High School, Grayson, Georgia. Mumu Benwahad. Now, Mumu, let's have some fun, my man. You and me. We enjoy Grayson, riding around the city. First 5 songs on the playlist are what?
I'm going to give you the 762 by YFN Lucci. That's pretty fire. It's some fire started off. Then I'm going to do with Lil Baby. Then, since I'm an Atlanta boy, gotta do the Gunna. I'm gonna play Matt by Gunna. And then, I don't know, I might take it back and play Reasons by Earth, Wind & Fire,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
You showing me a little OG respect, huh?
Oh, yeah, I listen stuff for me.
And number 5.
And number 5, I might play In a Minute by G Herbo. That new album was pretty solid. I like it.
Now, Mumu, I got 2 quick questions, and then we'll wrap. And I want to thank you for taking time out. But what's the pregame meal that Mumu Benwahad has? What is that you like to eat the night before the game? What meal is it?
Every night before the game, I gotta get the shrimp, potatoes, sausage. Just gotta get all that on there just before the over some rice. That's what I eat every night before the game.
Oh, that sounds good. We're coming to Grayson, man. We're going to have a pregame meal together because that sounds real good. Last question, Mumu, and thank you for taking time out here on the Hill with us. But when football is done with for Mumu Benwahad of Grayson, Georgia Grayson High School, he's went on, played collegiately, realized his dream of playing in the NFL, and it's all done with. What will life be like, and what is the plan for life after football for Mumu Benwahad?
Well, I want to go back and get my master's, and And I really just want to continue to impact folks in my community. You know, just continue to be a positive role model for everybody that's trying to get where I'm trying to be too as well. All those little 15, 14-year-old kids that want to go to the NFL and be the best player that they can be. I want to help those kids get to where they want to be. So that's
Moo, thanks for taking time out, man. This can't be the last time that you're on my show. This show is your show, and this line is your line. So throughout the season, how about we get some Moo updates? You down with that?
Sounds great.
All right, my man. Hey, let's talk. Have a great junior year, and thanks for taking time out today on OTH.
Oh, no problem. I had a blast. Thank you.
That was 2022 defensive back out of Grayson, Georgia Grayson High School, a big-time football factory. Moo Ben Wahad, Demetrius. Whoa, buddy.
Yeah, you know, we keep kind of repeating ourselves, but I think it's still true in this situation. You know, Coach Carter picking players that really remind him of himself. You know, a guy that's 5'11", a great ball hawk, very aggressive.
And you see the way he was jumping those routes.
Yeah, not scared to go up and just get the ball, and not scared to come up and make tackles if a running back is coming to his edge on the corner. So, you know, I think we're going to get a solid player out of him.
Hey, man, we keep talking about that 2022 class. I'm talking about it means it's all it's going to take. I'm telling you, man, 5-6 wins. And it could be, and I'll say it and continue to say it, the most historical signing class to make its way to the Hill in a long, long time. Could be very special, but as could this 21 class also be special. And we're going to make our way to Detroit, Michigan, Oak Park High School. We got to talk to the big fella, Rayshawn Benny. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Welcome back. We're here live from the Winfrey Hotel in Hoover, Alabama. It's SEC Media Day 2019. And we're live here on the Hill Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio on KDSJ 479. And we're sitting here with the biggest guest of all, the big dog of the SEC, Mr. Commissioner Greg Sankey. Mr. Sankey, welcome on the Hill.
Thank you. I'm going to put Chad Morris above me in the rankings. How's that? You guys, by the way, have the nicest setup on all of Radio Row. Best microphones. I mean, I know where I am, so well done.
Talk about the SEC conference, Greg, football. It just seems like each and every year it gets better, more national media. Talk about, from a commissioner standpoint, how good does that feel to know your conference when football season arrives? You're the big dog in the college football.
Well, it's a reward for all the great work that's done on campus. We finished last year, the regular season, with 8 of the college football playoffs top 25 teams. We had the most highly viewed conference championship game on television. I think 10 of the top 20 viewed television games overall during the regular season. We led the nation for the 21st consecutive year in attendance, and all of those are really healthy indicators of an overall strong football league. Part of what you feel when you're here is the energy and excitement for the next season. And that's reflective of just this continuing momentum that we're all part of. And, everybody's undefeated, and you never know what's going to happen in the season ahead.
What's the most special thing about the SEC Media Days for you when you get to Hoover? What does it signify for Greg Sankey?
Well, really, the people. And the privilege I have is the opportunity to know, coaches who people see on the field or on TV as people. Last night, we hosted an event premiering called Saturdays in the South, which will be an 8-part documentary.
I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road.
Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio on KDSJ 479. We're here each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 2 p.m. And Arkansas coach Sam Pittman, they've always said it just means more. And the line of scrimmage in the SEC is something that I really, really, really feel, adamant about. But before we get to our special guest, we got to give a shout out real quick because these people pay half the bills. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, one also two with a location in Rogers. Locomotion, it's just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one we talk about because we love it the most, KDK's Chicken. They're down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get some of that love. They said on the building, it's not your mama's. We say they got the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. And now back to the big fella. No more needs to be said. We're just going to go ahead and bring him in. Arkansas big-time offensive line prospect, Rayshawn Benny of Detroit, Michigan, Oak Park High School. RB, welcome to OTH.
What's good with you? What's up?
Let's get off into the recruiting process, Rayshawn. Arkansas and Coach Brad Davis and Sam Pittman are making you quite the priority for the University of Arkansas. Talk about that relationship and how it's starting to develop between you and the University of Arkansas.
Man, the relationship is just like so strong with like my offensive line coach and then Coach Pittman. Like they've been so real with me from the start, even to where they was at different schools. They was real with me. So that translated over, and then that shows that I was truly a top priority for them. So I love that.
When you talk to Coach Davis, you and I spoke over the weekend, and I mean, Rayshawn, you just have a different tone to your voice. Talk about that relationship with Coach Brad Davis and how that's starting to develop and become really, really strong to where it's going to be a factor when signing day rolls around.
Yeah, my relationship with Coach Davis is like, not, I ain't gonna say like a friendship, but like it's like a father figure type relationship. Like when we talk, like we just talk about life. I like the fact that like we listen to the same music. We ain't from the same place, but we got like sort of like the same background, to where we know where each other coming from.
When you look at the other schools that are showing you what we call love in social media, who are some of the schools that are making you a top priority outside of the University of Arkansas? Second part of that, Rayshawn, I know there's a lot of in-state pressure. Is it continuous, or I mean, how have you been able to deal with that? Because you're one of the top offensive linemen in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, in-state pressure is crazy. Coming from Michigan to Michigan State, even just close around like Penn State, Kentucky, schools like those, they push you for me real hard.
Now, when you sat down and you looked at your junior tape, what was it that you felt good about, Rayshawn, and what are some of the things that you've been here in the off season working on so that you can have a very successful senior year?
The thing I like most was probably just like the fact how looking at my junior tape to my sophomore tape, my junior tape looked more polished, just looked more well-rounded and more developed. It shows that I improved.
What were some of the things that are some NFL or collegiate players, Rayshawn, that you like to pay attention to?
My favorite offensive lineman is Quentin Nelson.
I can see that a lot. Now, when I come to Oak Park, I got popcorn and soda pop. Ball's kicked off. Tell me what type of football player I'm going to see in Rayshawn Benny there at Oak Park.
You're going to see somebody that finish. Whatever he do, he finish. He aggressive. You gonna know it's him. When you see what's going on, even if we ain't had numbers on, if you see what's happening, you gonna know it's him.
I like that. Now, we're riding around the city, Rayshawn, me and you with the OG. First 5 songs on the playlist. What are they?
So, I'll just give you the rapper because I don't really got no favorite song right now.
Hey,
but, 4-2, his name 4-2 Doug. What's that?
Yeah, that's number 1. Keep going.
4-2. Probably listen to some Dex Osama.
Okay.
Probably get some Polo G in there. Lil Baby. And then probably, who else? Probably Young Boy, depending on how I'm feeling for real.
Hey, my producer said you ain't listened to the Sada Baby?
I don't really mess with him like that for real. Like, see, y'all listen to the new Sada Baby. The old Sada Baby was better. Like, when he was still in Detroit and he was local, he was sweet.
Yeah, we we want to continue on.
That's his
I'm gonna go
name.
your hometown there in Detroit. Rayshawn, what is it about Oak Park High School that when you do pick your school of choice, you can always hang your hat on it?
Really, it's just like gonna come down to my relationship with the coaches. If I've been on campus and even if I commit somewhere I haven't been, if I feel like it's comfortable to be on campus there still, that's gonna be good. Somewhere where even if I didn't play football, I still want to go.
Right, right.
Then somewhere I wouldn't mind living after football.
Rashawn, is it a situation that you plan on signing in the early signing period, or are you just going to go ahead and take your visits, go through the process, and make that decision first Wednesday in February of 2021?
I planned on like committing or signing in December during the early signing period, but if they push like officials and everything back to like 2021 January or something like that, I'll wait it out and just knock all them out before I sign.
Is it safe to say Arkansas could possibly be one of those 5 official visits?
Yeah, they already is one.
Well, I like that. Well, we're going to finish this out, and I know you got to get to the lab because we got to get bigger and better. I mean, but you already know that. But, Rashawn, I'm going to make a statement, and you finish it for me. When football is over with, and it's said and done for Rashawn Benny of Oak Park High School out of Detroit, Michigan. He's played collegiately, went on and played at the highest level, which is the NFL. And the football's airs out the ball, shoes, shoulder pads, helmets put in the locker room. What is life after football like for Rashawn Benny?
To be real, I want to coach. I want to own my own business. I want to do a lot of stuff. Like me, I'm always used to being busy and stuff. So, like, when I retire, I'm not trying to just sit down. I got to stay active and keep doing something. So, coaching, even if it's not even at college, if it's high school, coming back to my high school coaching, just owning businesses, doing real estate, something like that. I'm just used to always moving, so that's my plan.
Hey, my man, I'm glad that you took time out here on today's show, as you had a very close call yesterday, but God was with you. And like I said, man, this can't be the last time you're on here, Rashawn, correct?
Most definitely not.
All right, our show is your show and our line is your line. But, man, much blessings on a great senior campaign, my man. And just thanks, like I said, once again for taking time out here today on OTH, Rashawn.
No problem, always.
All right, Bubba.
All right, have a good one.
You too. That was 2021 offensive line, big-time major prospect out of Detroit, Michigan, Oak Park High School by Brad Davis and Sam Pittman. Man, I don't know what you saw, but when I watched film of this kid, he hit it. Finisher. Absolute finisher. I mean, he was taking kids from the game field over to the practice field on blocks, Demetrius.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that's really physical at the point of attack, and I think just his physicality, you can't coach that, and I think just his mentality being from Detroit and growing up in that type of area, I think getting around guys like Sam Pittman can really harness that type of energy and that skill set and really develop him into possibly a high draft pick.
I'm telling you, if you can't see the direction that Coach Sam Pittman and this staff is starting to take Arkansas, I mean, they're starting to compete with the elitist of the elite programs, and there's a lot to be said for that. It's to being able to be builders of relationships. We can see that. And I think once these kids come to the University of Arkansas, see what they have to offer, and get in front of this staff, Demetrius, it's really going to be hard. And Brad Davis said it months ago to tell this staff no. He's really on Rashawn Benny. We want to give a thank you to all of our guests. With that being said, 2023 defensive end, outside linebacker prospect Denzel Moore out of Norcross, Georgia. I want to thank him for taking time out to join us here on OTH. Also, too, Mumu Benwahad. He's the 2022 defensive back, recently offered by Sam Carter, and he's out of Grayson, Georgia, Grayson High School. I want to give him a big shout out and thanks for taking time as well. And then lastly, the one that we talked about, because he's in the 2021 class, and he's a priority of Coach Sam Pittman and staff, Rashawn Benny. He's out of Detroit, Michigan at Oak Park High School. I want to give a thank you for him sharing his thoughts as well. For my producer, to all of y'all, to our sponsors, with that being said as well, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. That's Locomotion. It's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one that we always talk about, KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road. Want to give a thank you for all of the sponsorships from those businesses. This would not be possible. Once again, today's beat was produced by the 808. You can check him out. He's the young fella. He's gonna be a prodigy of who? Demigod and Talent for Three under Sauce Step LLC. I mean, I really think this young man's got a bright future. So today's beat was produced by that young fella. That's gonna do it. We'll be back tomorrow. We ain't stopping. The Home Guys just getting started this week. It's the Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. You guys have a blessed one on KDSJ 479. You know what I say. Let's get it.
Baby God.